I'll be 59 years old next week. I believe Indiana Jones said it best.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Now we know that a well-maintained, well-manufactured vehicle will last 200,000 miles or more. If you want that same kind of reliability and mileage from your body, I believe certain things are non-negotiable. For me, one of those things is, surprisingly, giant rubber bands. Let's talk about this. We don't just want to live for a long time. We want to live a long life of high quality. We want to live without having an app tell us when we need to take a dozen different prescription meds. We want to be able to walk as long as we want without assistance and without, well, some kind of apparatus. I have 3 goals for age 80, which is 21 years from now. At 80, I want to be able to, number 1, do 30 push-ups in a row without stopping to rest. I want to be able to walk 2 hours unassisted without needing to sit down and rest. And number 3, I want to sit down on the floor in the middle of a room and be able to stand back up without assistance within 5 seconds. Does that sound too ambitious for an 80-year-old? Well, I'm nobody's fitness or longevity guru, but I'm not buying the whole everything goes downhill fast after 60 crap. Procrastination is almost always a bad thing, but I intend to procrastinate the day of my final mountain hike for 25 years or more. You may have seen my video that I shot about walking in Sarasota, Florida. I outline the 4 major sets of benefits that I get from long walks. That video's got some beautiful footage, and I encourage you to look it up. I'll put the link to it in the description of this video. But today I'm talking about the other kind of exercise, resistance. I've got a history with this stuff. As a teenager, I would browse through the muscle magazines and wonder if these freaks of nature were even real. At 15, I got a set of barbells, dumbbells, and plates, and I've lifted weights ever since. It became such a habit that if I stopped lifting for even a week or so, I started to feel so flabby and lazy and out of shape that it started to drive me nuts, and it always drove me back to the gym. Now, I've long since accepted that my ectomorphic body type is never going to help me give Arnold Schwarzenegger a run for his money. But to me, it was always just about tone and strength. I had a gym membership for many years, and I'd go in at 5 a.m. and deal with the barbell bros flexing and looking at themselves in the mirror and dominating the equipment. But the gyms just kept going out of business, and I would be one of the very few people who would show up every single day. But eventually I couldn't find one that was open as early as I liked to go. So I thought about getting a set of weights again, but I didn't want to repurpose an entire room in my house just for exercise. So a couple of years ago, I discovered these guys. Honestly, they're just big rubber bands. You can get a set of them on Amazon for $30. And with a set of these, you can do almost any exercise you can imagine for all parts of your body. Now, I'm not going to flex and show you my workout because there are plenty of people here on YouTube who can do a far better job of that than I can, and much more attractively. So just search resistance band workout and you'll get a million results. I want to share with you just what I think are the pros and cons of these resistance bands versus free weights. First of all, the pros. They're cheap. Like I said, you can buy a set on Amazon for 30 or 40 bucks, and some of those even include accessories like a door anchor and handles. This kind, with the handles, give you even more flexibility and allow you to more easily stack the bands for more resistance. Now, when I pack for a business trip, I'm not loading dumbbells in my suitcase, but these, no problem. I don't like the hotel fitness centers because they're very limited in what they have, and sometimes they're not open at the time I need them. But with these, I can carry on with my workouts just as I would at home, and they're easy to take outside and get some fresh air while you're working out. All of my workout equipment fits in this cute little basket. For most exercises with the bands, there's a maximum resistance at peak muscle contraction. And then as you lower the weight, the resistance reduces, which takes a lot of the pressure off your joints. I've noticed since I've been working out with these a lot less soreness and muscle pain. But Mike, you say, that soreness and pain are indications that your muscles are growing. Yeah, I know. But like I said, I'm not out to be Mr. Olympia. I just want tone and strength. I can maintain both of those with these. So are there any downsides to resistance bands? Well, here's one. Yeah, I've been slapped a few times by these breaking on me. So you want to be very careful to buy a set that is going to last, and when you start noticing wear, not anywhere near this, I saved this just for the purpose of this video, but this one's headed for recycling. Always replace them as they start to show that kind of wear. I learned my lesson the hard way. Like I said, they are inexpensive, but there's not always an advantage in buying the very cheapest you can find. There's a difference between cheap junk and quality merch. So I'll put a couple of links in the description of products that I've purchased that have lasted for at least a year of daily use. So I can give them at least that much of a testimonial. Another of the cons that could be a con is that the effect on your muscles is not exactly the same as it is with free weights. And there are some experts who have said that you're going to get better muscular development using free weights. So if you want to be jacked like Jackman, barbells and dumbbells may be your best bet. But I've seen some people in great shape with these alone. So that's it. I can recommend these bands to those in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond who want to take it easy on their joints, limit the space they need for their exercise equipment, perform a large variety of exercises for all muscle groups, and have portability with their exercise equipment. Have you tried resistance bands? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments, and please feel free to ask any questions you might have about my experience. I want to see you, as an 80-year-old, living your best life.